Well, good afternoon and welcome to Born to Speak to You TV. I'm your host, Calvin Gibbs, and today's topic is something that is going to help a lot of people out there. Today, we're going to talk about professional development. In fact, this topic is called the power of becoming a journey in professional development. Some of you may not even know what professional development is, but it's a transformative journey that empowers each individual to expand their skills through continuous or continual education, uh, networking, mentorship, different things that we're going to talk about today. I forgot, and goal setting. Goal setting is a big part of professional development. We talked about mentorship, reflecting on your progress. With all of these techniques, professionals can unlock new opportunities to ensure that they have sustained career growth. So, today, again, our topic is the power of becoming a journey in professional development right here on Born to Speak to You TV. And we'll be right back.
From the streets of Brooklyn, where stories grow wild, to the glow of the stage where the dream meets the child. A quiet flame, a hidden spark, drawn to the words that lit up the dark. Curtains rose, and so did he, finding power in poetry. One voice, one mic, one sacred truth. Every word he spoke uncaged the youth. He saw the world try to silence the bold, but his soul was wired to break the mold.
And we are back. This is Born to Speak to You TV. I'm your host, Calvin Gibbs, and today we're talking about the power of becoming. We're actually talking about professional development. This is part of a series that I am working on creating. I actually have several modules already in place, but this is part of the I Didn't Learn That in School series because I've realized that in my adult life, after I got out of school, there's a whole lot of stuff that I've learned that I didn't even know existed or that I would need when I was in school. Maybe some of you are in that same category, same situation, but through my I Didn't Learn That in School series, we're going to touch upon some things like communication, leadership, of course, professional development. We're going to talk about how to get past uh, the jitters when you have to speak, when you have to be on stage, maybe giving a speech, maybe performing in a stage play, maybe even singing, right? The I Didn't Learn That in School series was created to touch
Okay, I found this on the web for
to,
Ed that I'm working on.
to touch upon those things that will help us in our post school life. So we're going to go forward with that. And right now, we're going to take another little break. And when we come back, we're going to dive right into I Didn't Learn That in School. This module is called The Power of Becoming. The Power of Becoming, a Journey in Professional Development, right here on Born to Speak to You TV. Hi, this is Calvin Gibbs with Born to Speak to You TV, and here's your Born to Rise tip for today. You're not stuck. You just committed to certain patterns of behavior that in the past may have worked for you. But guess what? You've grown past those patterns of behavior. Now they're more harmful than they are helpful. And the reason that you can't move forward is because you keep applying an old formula to a new level in your life. That old formula, that is for where you were, but you've moved on to another level. And it's time to have a new formula, a new solution. So change the formula and get a different result. If you keep doing what you did when you were there, it's not going to work out. You've moved on to another level, change the formula, and step into your purpose. You were born to rise.
From the streets of Brooklyn, where stories grow wild, to the glow of the stage where the dream meets the child. A quiet flame, a hidden spark, drawn to the words that lit up the dark.
And we are back. This is Born to Speak to You TV. I'm your host, Calvin Gibbs, and today I am presenting to you a module of my I Didn't Learn That in School presentations. This module is on the power of becoming, a journey in personal and professional development. Now, let me just define what that is. Start off right away. If you are in a career, and it doesn't matter what the career is, maybe you're a farmer, maybe you're a businessman, maybe you're a teacher, maybe you are a person that works in technology, and you get into your niche of being comfortable with what you're doing, uh, do it day after day. You know what you know, but then there the careers have advanced. There's more techniques that you may not know because you didn't learn that in school. Uh, there's different ways to look at uh, all technology. Okay, there's different ways to teach even. And if you didn't learn that in school, how do you keep up? How do you learn these things? Well, you learn those things through professional development. As I said in the beginning, professional development is a transformative journey. Okay, it empowers you, the individual, to expand your skills and knowledge. And when you embrace learning, okay, it enables adaptability in a changing environment. And come on, we all live in a changing environment. The world is changing every day, every week, every month. So, through setting clear goals, and we're going to talk about how to set goals, seeking mentorship, we're going to talk about that too, and reflecting on your progress. You, the professional, you, the person that has a career, you can unlock new opportunities and achieve sustained career growth. So let's jump right into it. Sometimes you're in a career and you want to move up the ladder. You want to go beyond where you are. You're starting to feel stuck, perhaps. I've been there. I've had a career that I felt stuck in, but I started to find out how to motivate myself and build my knowledge base up by using professional development. In that part of my life, I was a computer technician, okay? And I was working for a company that dealt with business continuity, but I wanted to move up. They had me on a certain processor by IBM called the AS400, but I wanted to move into the mainframe area. I wanted to learn about PCs and that type of technology. And the business was so busy with customers coming in, customers coming out. It was a 24/7 operation. There really wasn't the opportunity to learn these things in that environment. So I sought out some journals of uh, professional development, business continuity. I contacted the organization that deals with that here in Illinois. I found out where I could go to actually get more resources to learn about these different processors that I wanted to work on. And guess what? They were more than willing to help me out. They sent me manuals, they sent me documents, they told me where to go to the library, books to read, and most of all, they also provided a line for me to reach out to an individual that was in that field, had been in the field for 20 years before I was there, and knew all about it. He became my mentor, and he was so gracious with his time. I learned so much from him, and guess what? I was able to move from a technician on the IBM AS400 platform into the IBM mainframe um, group. There, I was able to move up through the ranks, get a nice bump in salary, and take my career to another level from that point. So just like this graphic shows, if you're down here at the bottom and you want to get to the top, I'm going to show you how I did it and how you can do it too. So let's go. Oh, I like to start with a little bit about me. I'm a Toastmaster. I've been involved with Toastmasters International for 12 years now. I have 3 distinguished Toastmaster awards. I'm a certified virtual presenter, keynote author, keynote speaker, an author, and a trainer. Currently, I'm a member of the Black Speakers Network. I've had an internet radio show. I'm a video blogger, podcast host, and yes, the host of Born to Speak to You TV. So I've been busy, and every step that I take, I set goals for myself. Where I am, I take stock of where I am and where I want to go, why I want to go there, and how I'm going to get there. These are some techniques I'm going to teach you in this show tonight. So, in this training, your takeaways are going to be: 1, why professional development is important. Why professional development is important. It's important because we all want to grow. We all need to grow. We don't want to stay stagnant where we are. Okay, we want to grow for better opportunities, better skills, um, more money, of course. And oftentimes, when we move into other areas, not only are we making ourselves more valuable, but we're able to bring our knowledge, our character, our technique, our educational background to this new project and hopefully make it better. That's why professional development is important. Another takeaway is improve, you're going to learn how to improve your personal development. Okay? How you can improve it. It's important to know how you're going to get there. And of course, we're going to talk about the benefits of professional development because there are benefits. And I always like to make calculated moves. If I was trying to move up the ladder, I was moving for a specific reason. Okay. And most of the time it was for benefits, more money, a higher position, to learn something else that will be a springboard into another area. Those are all benefits of professional development. So, first takeaway, why professional development is important. As stated, professional development refers to developing, improving your skills to meet the better needs of your business, your calling, your occupation, and your work. It doesn't matter what you do or where you do it, professional development can help you improve your skills. Maybe you are, I don't know, a minister. If you take professional development classes. You can learn how to present. You can do research, learn how to do community involvement or other needs of the church and other needs of the world. Maybe you're a teacher, as I stated before. Uh, there's always new techniques in teaching. The world is changing. Kids are learning different. Kids are behaving different, and you need to keep up with what's going on. Professional development definitely will help you develop and improve your skills. And some of the approaches to professional development, yes, include reviewing case studies, consultations, coaching, talking to people, mentoring, and technical assistance. I spoke earlier about the process I went through, getting some technical assistance on how to work on a different IBM processor. So all of these are approaches that you can take to better yourself and be a more developed professional. Okay, a good place to always start is with the internet. We have that now. I was going to say the library is always another place that you can go, read, ask questions, find out who you can contact, find organizations that deal with the area that you are working in or where you want to go. Professional development has the potential to open opportunities. Okay, we talked about this for career advancement, such as promotions. It can assist you in honing existing skills and in learning new ones. It also is a great opportunity to help you with your networking skills. As you seek out new opportunities, uh, ask questions, looking for a mentor, you are actually networking and widening your skill, your network of people that you know that work in that area. Also, you're going to learn people in the area that you want to go. Okay. And in professional development, I've learned, excuse me, that also one hand washes the other. If you can help somebody, then do it because someone is there ready to help you as well. So whatever you give, you can get it back and keep it moving and pay it forward. So when we talk about continuing professional development, as I said, it doesn't matter where you work. It could be in training, it could be in management, it could be in leadership, it could be um, in nutrition, education. There's always ways to get better. Okay, no one knows everything, and as I said, the world is growing. There's always new technology. There's new techniques that's being developed, especially today with the advancement of AI and the internet. There's a lot of possibilities for you to grow professionally into areas that maybe right now you don't even know that they exist. Just look at all of these spokes here of places that you can go, things you can do, learning, growing. You can get in business, setting goals, be an expert, uh, change your occupation, your career, have success. Yes. This is a quote from Abigail Adams. And for those of you that may not know, Abigail Adams was the was the wife, I'm sorry, of the second president, John Adams. And she has the distinction of not only being uh, the wife to the president, but also she was the mother of John Quincy Adams, the sixth president of this country. And the quote is, learning is not attained by chance. It must be sought for with ardor and attended to with diligence, meaning that you're not going to get it by falling into it. It's not going to fall into your lap. Um, Although in some cases it probably could fall into to your lap, but if you work for it, okay, if you seek it out and you attend to your business of goal setting, moving on, take checks and balances, learning, you'll get to where you need to go. But you have to be diligent about it, okay? And I also say with that, you have to have discipline. Discipline is always the bridge from where you are to where you want to be. That bridge, you're getting from A to B, is discipline. And we'll talk about that in another episode a little further. Right now, we're going to take a break. And when we come right back, we will be talking about how to improve your professional development. This is Born to Speak to You TV. I'm your host, Calvin Gibbs. We'll be right back in 60 seconds. And we are back. This is Born to Speak to You TV. I'm your host, Calvin Gibbs. And today we're talking about the power of becoming, a journey in professional development. Now, in the first segment, we kind of defined what professional development was. I gave a short story of how I improved my career at that time by using professional development. Okay, and I did it with resources that was not provided through my current at that time employer. I had to seek the resources out on my own, and it led me to understand things a little bit better from a different point of view. When you have to go out and fend for yourself and get that education and make those connections and figure things out, it becomes a lot more valuable to you. And I was not only blessed, but I felt empowered that I was able to do those things, come back to my employer and said, yes, I have been taking classes. I know this, that, and the other. Let me show you what I know. And they were so impressed. I did get that promotion, that upgrade in position. So how to improve your professional development. This is our next segment. And the first thing I'm going to say is by setting SMART goals. Now, they used to be called SMART goals, SMART, but they added recently in the last few years an ER on it, smarter goals. And smarter goals are a goal setting techniques, and it helps you ensure objectives are attainable by making them specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, time bound. Uh, you also have to evaluate and revise the goals as you go along. Evaluate and revise, that was always part of the SMART goals. I think people were just getting tired of saying SMART goals. Someone had the light bulb come on and they said, well, we also have to evaluate and revise. Whether it's SMART goals or smarter goals, all of this is relevant. Okay. So let's say you wanted to um, lose weight. That's a goal, right? Let's say you want to lose weight. You want to make a goal and you want to achieve your objective of losing a certain amount of time, weight in a certain amount of time. You have your starting date, you have your end date, and the time that you want to lose that specific, that's the S, amount of weight. Measurable, you'll be getting on a scale. Is this something that is achievable? Well, if you want to lose 15 pounds over 3 months or 4 months, that is achievable. Okay. Some people want to lose 25 pounds in 25 days. That's a little harder. Achievable, probably, but you're going to hurt yourself and your body trying to do that. Uh, the goal should be relevant as well. Okay. Time bound, we talked about that. Your beginning, your ending, how much time you're going to put into it as far as working out or what you're going to eat. You want that falls into the time bound area as well. And then you want to evaluate on a um, certain days. You want to weigh yourself, see where you're at. Maybe you will need to adjust your menu, your carbs, your amount of time in the gym, uh, type of workouts you do. And from time to time, you will have to go in and revise. SMART goals are cool because you can always revise. If you don't hit the goal, no big problem. You just make adjustments throughout them. The specific, the measurable, the achievable, relevant, time bound. You make those changes. You evaluate, you make those changes, you revise it, and keep going. I personally suggest creating a personal development plan. Okay, so the first thing you're going to need to do is set goals. Set goals. And today I'm going to give you my 7 steps to effective goal setting. Okay, my goals to effective goal setting. 7 steps. The first step is one, define your goal. You don't have to know where you're going. You don't have to know how. Okay, what you do have to know is how you're going to do it. So ask yourself these specific questions. What exactly do you want to accomplish? What achievement would be worth your very best effort? What would you attempt if you knew that it was impossible to fail? What would you do if you knew that this was your very last chance? You would look at things differently if you knew that this had to work. This was your last attempt. And what role does this relate to? I always try to relate it to no less than 4, no more than 7 major life roles. Okay. In the area of um, losing weight, for example, it's going to help you with your health. It could be helping you with your breathing, helping you with arthritis, help you live longer, help your clothes fit better. There's so many things that these could relate to in your life, and that's the same thing with all goals. What role does this relate to in your life? So, our second goal, step two, is where are you right now? And you have to be honest about this. You have to carefully examine where you are now in terms of your goal. Okay. Are you continuing your Alice experience or do you have a plan to reach to the next level? Now, let me explain the Alice experience. Some of us remember the story of Alice in Wonderland. Well, you remember when she met the Cheshire cat, the cat with the big grin, and he asked her, said, "Where are you going?" And she said, "I don't know. I'm just going somewhere." And he said, "Well, you're certainly going to get there." It always helps if you know where you are going, where you're at right now, and where are you going. Instead of wandering around and wasting time, these goals can help you shorten the amount of time, shorten the amount of work that you have to do, get you to where you need to go in your required amount of time. But you have to be honest about where you are right now. And are you willing to do the things that you may not want to do to reach your goal? Are you willing to do the things that you don't want to do in order to reach your goal? For example, you may not want to go to the gym. You may not want to stay up late night reading. You may not want to search out a mentor or talk to people. But if you're willing to do these things, they can be beneficial to you. Our third goal is be honest about what you need to do. In order to get where you want to go, you must know how to get there. So, three things on that is do the research. Do the research. Find a mentor. Find a mentor and ask questions. Be honest about your strengths, your weaknesses. What sort of situations do you thrive in or deteriorate in? For example, I know that I am a morning person. Okay, I can get up early morning, go through my emails, answer emails, have coffee, do most things before 9 o'clock, and I am ready, up and going. My brain is fired up. I'm ready to go. However, around 2 p.m., I start going down that slope. Okay, I put in, a lot of energy, a lot of effort, and I'm starting to get tired. Those When I recognize what my strength and my weakness was, it has helped me so much in my professional life. So knowing what type of situations you thrive in, what type of situations you don't thrive in, maybe you start to deteriorate a little bit, you have to know these things and be honest about it. Also, as I said, do the research, find a mentor, ask questions. And that brings us to the next step, which is step number 4. Step number 4 is formulate a improvement plan. Formulate an improvement plan. Tailor the plan to work for you, not for anybody else, not to work for your job, not to work for your family. Formulate a plan that's going to improve you, that's going to work just for you. Do you need to work on your plan daily, weekly, bi-weekly? And write down your goals, write down your plan, what you're going to do, when you're going to do it, how long you're going to do it. Write them down. When you write them down, it becomes real. It's not anything that's formulated in your head that maybe you can forget or maybe you can push to the back of your memory. I forgot about it or I don't feel like doing it. If you write it down, you're going to see it on a regular basis. And what will help you with that is your SMART goals. Okay, we talked about that a few minutes ago with the smarter goals. And that brings us to step number 5. Make and work on short-term goals. Short-term goals are what you're going to do between point A and let's say point C. Okay? There's going to be steps along the way. When we get talked about losing weight, those short-term goals of losing, 2 pounds a month, whatever it may be, those are short-term goals. Okay? And they're very important. Short-term goals encourage you. They motivate us to stick to our goals and get to that final goal. If you are trying to lose weight and you don't see any weight falling off, you're going to get discouraged and probably give up, right? But if you can see 2 pounds coming off 1 month, 2 pounds coming off another month, oh Lord, maybe 1 month you have 3 pounds coming off. You really worked out that month and really watch what you ate. It's going to make you feel good about yourself. You're going to start seeing changes. Same thing with any goal. Make and work on short-term goals. Okay, so we've made the long-term goal from A to, let's say, B. Okay, B being the ending point. But if you want to get from A to B, there's going to be some many steps that you can take along the way. Identify them and work on them. Okay. Short-term goals, as I said, will keep you motivated throughout the time it takes to complete the goal that you set in step 1. And achieving these goals will give you feedback on your progress towards your ultimate goal. Okay. Short-term goals, they are process-oriented and reflect that achieving your goal is an ongoing process. Okay. But the main thing that I always get from it is it keeps me motivated. It makes me feel like I'm doing something right and I'm doing it for myself. And I can see results coming. That brings us to our 6th point. You must commit. You must commit. It's easy to say you're going to do some things, but actually doing it is another story. That's why goals need to be reachable. They need to be motivational. And as I like to say, balance, balance, balance. Your values and your expectation equals your motivation. Okay, I'm going to back that up one more time and say it again. That's why your goals need to be reachable and motivational. Okay, you have committed to it, and you must start seeing different results. The goals must be reachable, they must be motivational, and you must have balance. Balance, balance, balance. Life, work, balance. So many people that I consult will say to me, I am so busy. I can't do this. I can't do that. I can't. I work 65 hours a week. Why? First of all, why? Your personal development is just as important as what you're doing for this corporation, making them a lot of money, but not taking care of yourself. So you must have that balance. When you can find and even forge that balance in your life, you're going to feel so much better. Your values, your expectations equals your motivation. And then step 7. Step 7 is continually monitor your progress. Okay, how do you do that? You ask yourself some questions. Is your goal plan working, or does it need some adjustments? Write down those small successes and lessons that you've learned along the way. Keep a journal, a personal development plan journal. Write down those small successes. Make a checklist that charts your progress and meet with your mentor. Okay. Always meet with your mentor. Continue to educate yourself about your ultimate goal. While you're working on it, keep learning about it. Okay. It'll come in handy when you're ready to make that leap into your ultimate goal. You will always already have knowledge about it. You'll know how to go about it. You know what needs to be done. You'll be that much ahead. Lifelong learning and education. What does that mean? Lifelong learning and education. It means enrolling in online courses. It means attending workshops, earning certifications. There's a lot of places these days where you can get certified. Some of the places, I have a list here for you that I'm going to share with you. You can always go to something called Coursera. Coursera offers online courses, some of which are for employees, and they also have degree programs. There's something called edX, EDX, and they provide a variety of courses, but there's a cost per course, a cost per course involved. And then there's Khan Academy. This is a free resource, and they have a wide range of subjects. For those of us that like to be on LinkedIn, there's LinkedIn Learning. They have online courses, some of which are recognized for continuing education credits. So you can actually use the LinkedIn courses towards your degree in whatever you're trying to get a degree in. Your continuing education courses, you can get credit for that. And then there's something called Skillshare, which provides courses with monthly and yearly plans. They also have a variety of certifications, a variety of classes as well. So when we talk about professional development goals, these are tips that's going to help you move the needle, if you will, organize yourself more, work your workspace, your schedule, your home life. You have to be organized. Okay. A messy desk. My boss used to tell me a messy desk means you have a messy mind. So you clean your workspace, make it conducive to find things, make sure your schedule works for you, your home life is balanced, and start reading more. Stop scrolling, start reading more. Be intentional. Get different points of views. Solidify your ambitions. Build your network. Improve your credibility, improve your reputation, and share ideas. Maybe get into a group, a social media group with like-minded people. Share ideas, talk about the ideas, learn, ask questions there, and improve your reputation within your career. Well, we're going to put a pin in this for right now, and we'll be right back after this. This is Born to Speak to You TV. We'll see you back in 60 seconds. Hi, this is Calvin Gibbs with Born to Speak to You TV. Here is your Born to Rise tip. Never quit. If you stumble, just get back up. What happened yesterday no longer matters because today is another day. So get back on track and move closer to your dreams and your goals. You can do this. You got this, but you cannot quit. When you quit, things fall through the cracks. Sometimes it's hard to get going again. So if you stumble, and we all do, just get back up. What happened yesterday, let it stay where it is in the past. It doesn't matter. Today is another day. And get back on track. Move closer to your dreams and your goals because you can do it.
From the streets of Brooklyn, where stories grow wild, to the glow of the stage where the dream meets the child. A quiet flame, a hidden spark, drawn to the words that lit up the dark.
And we are back. This is Born to Speak to You TV. I'm your host, Calvin Gibbs, and man, we have been talking about the power of becoming, a journey in professional development. And as that last video that you saw says, don't quit. Don't quit. If there's something that you want to do, if there's something that you want to become, don't quit. There's always going to be obstacles in the way. Very seldom did any of the big clipper ships, remember those ships that Columbus and his crew rode in, very seldom did they go from point A to point B. Sometimes they had to go around islands that was uncharted. Sometimes the wind blew them off course. Same thing with professional development. There may be times when you find yourself getting off course. There may be times when you feel like you're too tired, you're too busy to attend to your personal development. But I'm going to share something else with you. Your personal development is also linked, and this is my opinion, to your mental health. Now, we all know about mental health. We talk about it all the time. We have people have a lot of stresses, a lot of things going on in their lives, some good, some not so good. But if you can stick to your professional development and take care of your goals and start moving that needle towards your ultimate goal, you're going to feel better about yourself. You're going to see that all the hard work that you put in is worth it. You're going to start reaping the benefits of that hard work. So, this last slide here, we talked about organizing yourself more, start reading more, okay? Be intentional with your reading again. Build your network and improve your reputation, okay? Share ideas with people. Some other things that you can do is finding that work-life balance. We talked briefly about that, but take time for yourself, okay? There's nothing so pressing in life, this is my opinion, that you cannot work on your personal and professional development. It's tied into your mental health. And don't give more than you have to give to anything, not work, not family. Don't give more than you have to give. No is a perfectly acceptable answer. Okay? Learn a new skill. Maybe it's a hobby. Maybe you want to be a blogger or a video blogger. Maybe you want to get into podcasting. There's so many podcasts out there now, it's not even funny, but this is something that you can do as well. Maybe become an author. Start writing. You can write not only for books, you can write plays, you can write articles for magazines, you can write even for online businesses like LinkedIn. Okay. And you can always boost your presentation skills. I started off learning how to present different topics by renting out a room in my local library. And this is way back in the day when eBay was a big thing. I would help the seniors learn how to buy and sell on eBay. Not only did I get better at presenting, but I was doing it in person. The virtual world was not a thing then. I was doing it in person, but you can learn how to do it in person or online. That's virtual, of course. And you can learn how to do it in a hybrid situation. Hybrid situation means there's people in the room with you and there's people online, both uh, both listening to you and both you are presenting to. Okay, there's certifications and presentations as well that you can earn. And when you put that on your resume, that you are a presenter, that you have these skills uh, to a prospective employer, that's going to look pretty tempting. That's going to look pretty good. The benefits of professional development, we're going to go through this, and this is the third takeaway for you. The benefits of professional development goals is what I like to call SLICE. SLICE is an acronym, SLICE, where the S stands for skill and knowledge enhancement. The L is learning oriented. The I is increased capability, The C is for career focused. The E is for enhanced competencies. That's SLICE. That's professional development. Learning, increasing your capability, keeping your career focused, and enhanced all of those competencies that's going to make you valuable. That's going to make you feel good about yourself. That's going to make you be a commodity for a prospective employer. Those are the benefits. And I talked about mentors. Sometimes it only takes one mentor. This is a picture of me with my mentor in Toastmasters, Colonel Jill Morgenthaler. She was a retired colonel from the U.S. Army, and she was a public speaker. We lost her a few years back, but one day I just asked her, it's like, Colonel Jill, can you mentor me? I want to be a speaker. I want to go around the world. I want to have people listen to what I have to say. And she was so gracious with her time. She told me, yeah, I will do that, but it's going to cost you a coffee from Starbucks. So we met at Starbucks like 30 miles from my house one way, brought her the coffee, and she was so gracious with her time. All the time she was asking me questions. She was following up with me, uh, seeing what kind of progress I was making. She gave me so much knowledge that today I really, really miss her, and I wish she could see Born to Speak to You TV. And sometimes all it takes is one mentor. My motto is something that I learned from Craig Valentine, who was, I think, 1999 world champion of public speaking. He said, ABC, always be creating. That was his um, usage of the letters ABC. For me, it's always be curious or always be creating. Okay. For you, I would say always be curious as well. Finding out where you're at and where you can go. Why are you doing what you need to do? Somebody else that's doing something else. Why are they doing it? Is this something that can benefit you? Can you trade? Can you exchange ideas with this person? Learn what they're doing. Make yourself a better person. And I have a Calvinism for you all. A Calvinism for you. For the viewers, most people think that communication is just a term that's reserved for executive teachers and Toastmasters. But the truth is, communication is there mainly to serve as a tool to develop one's confidence for both personal and professional success. And anything you do, you're going to have to communicate. Okay. And being a good communicator will go a long way. It's a tool that you can use to develop your confidence. Once you can speak and speak with confidence, you'll see different doors open that you can go knock on or kick down or whatever you need to do to get inside that room. You can do it because you know how to do it. So communication is key. And that's a Calvinism for you all. And this has been our presentation on the power of becoming, a journey in professional development. It's been a pleasure. And now we're going to take this down and I'm going to talk to you for just a few minutes. I hope that this presentation has served you well. Again, this is part of the I Didn't Learn That in School module that I've been working on. It contains not only professional development, but there's modules on communication, leadership, how not to be afraid to speak in public. And these are all things that I didn't learn in school. And I should have learned them in school, but guess what? They didn't teach that in school. So we are going to take a little break and I will be right back. This is Born to Speak to You TV, and I'm your host, Calvin Gibbs. And we are back. This is Born to Speak to You TV. I'm your host, Calvin Gibbs, and we've just spent the last hour talking about the power of becoming, a journey in professional development. Yes, indeed. And this is a topic, of course, that is a transformative journey that we all can go on. We all need to go on it to expand our skills and our knowledge. And embracing continuous learning not only makes us more valuable in this adapting, in this continuously adapting world, but it opens up our eyes to different possibilities. It teaches us that we can do things, we can say things, and we can speak life into the moments that matter. If you want to see all of the episodes of Born to Speak to You TV, please scan the QR code on your screen. This will take you to the Born to Speak YouTube page, and you can see all of the episodes of Born to Speak to You TV. You can also send me suggestions, comments about how you liked or didn't like different episodes, maybe some things you want to see in the future. So scan the QR code for the Born to Speak to You TV YouTube page. And it's been a pleasure to present to you today about the journey of professional development. Again, I'm your host, Calvin Gibbs, and we always say in parting, let's speak life into the moments that matter. I'll see you at the next episode.
Of Brooklyn, where stories grow wild, to the glow of the stage where the dream meets the child. A quiet flame, a hidden spark, drawn to the words that lit up the dark. Curtains rose and so did he, finding power in poetry. One voice, one mic, one sacred truth. Every word he spoke uncaged the youth. He saw the world try to silence the bold, but his soul was wired to break the mold. Now he walks in purpose, pure and true. He was born to speak to you. He's got that rhythm in his truth, that fire in his flow, speaking life into the moment, watch it grow. Every phrase, every beat, a breakthrough cue. Yeah, he was born to speak to you. Let the melody rise, let the message renew.